Let's go to page 532 and start with number 1. Number 1, you have theta equal to 272 degrees, and you're looking for alpha. So for all this problem, you go and get your x-axis, y-axis, and you go and locate the angle, and you just approximate. So 272 is kind of really close to this, but I'm going to make it more off so that way easier to see. Okay, so you draw your angle, label that. And after you draw your angle, then you always go up and down, never go sideways, always go up and down, okay, to get your reference triangle. So this is your reference triangle, and the angle right over here, that's your reference angle right over here. Now to figure out the angle, you always use the end minus the beginning. Okay, so this is 360. So in this case, alpha equal to 360 minus 272. Okay, so alpha will equal to 88 degrees. Let's go to number 3. You have theta equal to negative 48 degrees. Okay, so you can draw your angle. Okay, so negative 48 is going this way. So it's going this way. So that's your negative 48 degrees. Okay, so now draw your reference triangle and then label your alpha. By looking at this, you can see that the alpha is going to be equal to 48. But if you don't see that, then I can use you can use 0 degree right over here, because as long as this is bigger than this. So alpha equal to 0, right? The end minus the beginning. Okay, this is the end because the angle is supposed to go this way, right? Okay, so this is the beginning, this is the end, right? So it'd be 0 minus negative 48. Okay, so alpha equal to 48 degrees. Okay, let's go to number 5. Okay, you have theta equal to 473 degrees. This angle is really big, so I'm going to use a coterminal angle. So I'm going to minus 360 to unwind the circle. So theta equal to 113 degrees. Okay, so draw. So 113 is about right over here. So it's 113. So draw your reference triangle. Here's your alpha. Okay, so so this is the beginning, so the end would be right over here. So alpha equal to 180, right? The end minus the beginning, minus 113. So alpha equal to 67 degrees. Okay, let's go to number 7. Okay, number 7, you have theta equal to negative 752 degrees. So this angle is really negative, right? So I'm going to add, I'm going to go around the circle twice. I'm going to add 720. Okay, so theta equal to negative 32 degrees. So this is more manageable. Okay, so that way you draw your angle. So negative 32 is about right over here. So by drawing this, you can see that alpha, since this is 32, right? So you can see alpha is it's going to be 32. But again, if you don't see that, then you just go and label that. Then you use the end minus the beginning, right? So you got alpha equal to 0 degree minus negative 32 degrees. So alpha is equal to 32 degrees. Okay. Now alpha is always positive. Okay, it's always positive, and it's always between 0 and 90. Okay, let's go to number 9. You have theta equal to 127.3 degrees. So 127, again, you don't have to be exact. It's going to be somewhere right over here. Okay, so it'll be 127.3 degrees. Right, so then draw your reference triangle, and that way you can see where the alpha is. So here's your alpha. So this is the beginning. So look at this angle, right? This angle has 2 sides, right? So this would be a beginning, this would be the end. So it would be 180 degrees. So your alpha will equal to 180 minus 127.3 degrees. Okay, and so this will give you 52.7 degrees. Okay, 11. You have theta equal to 193.25 degrees. So you can draw your angle. So 193 is about right over here. You can just estimate, right? So 193.25 degrees. So that's your angle. Draw your reference triangle, and that's how you locate the alpha. Okay. again, your reference angle is the angle right over here, okay, for that triangle. So in this case, this would be 180, right? So again, there are two sides to the angle, right? So here's your angle, so you got one side here, one side here. And so you just use a big number minus small number. Okay, so alpha equal to 193.25 minus 180. So alpha equal to 13.25 degrees. Okay, let's go to 13. Okay, you got theta equal to 246 degrees 13 minutes. So 246, I can just estimate somewhere over here. Okay, so 246 degrees and 13 minutes. So you can draw your angle, go up and down, never go sideways, always go up and down. Okay, so this is your reference triangle, and therefore this is your reference angle right over here. So you can, this angle have two sides, right? This side and this side, right? So this side is 180. So you have to get those two numbers. And the alpha would be always the big number minus a small number, right? So 246 and 13 minutes minus 180 degrees. So alpha equal to, again, you can work it out, and so it'll be 66 degrees and 13 minutes. Okay, and that's it. Okay, let's go to number 15. Okay, you're looking for, from each one as a acute angle. So you got sine of 236 degrees. Okay, so you can first, what you want to do is go ahead and draw the angle. So 236 is about somewhere over here. Okay, so 236 degrees. Again, draw your reference angle. Okay, and so here's your alpha. So this is 180. So in this case, your alpha, so this minus that will give you 56 degrees. So what you need to do is, because you're looking for acute angle, means you need to go and transfer this to the quadrant 1. Okay, so transfer this to quadrant, and all you have to just go and draw. It's going to be a straight line. Okay, and it's your 58 degrees. Okay, now the things is, okay, so this is going to become 58 degrees. Okay, so you want to transform this into acute angle. Okay, but the things you have to watch is, are they the same or the opposite? Well, sine of 236 is right over here. Okay, that's right over here. That's negative. Okay, but sine of 58 is right over here. It's positive, so they're opposite. So in order to compensate, you have to put a negative over here. Okay, and so this is your answer right over here. So sine of 236, when you transform it to an acute angle, it becomes negative sine of 58 degrees. Okay, let's go to 17. Okay, you have secant of negative 122 degrees. Okay, secant came from cosine. Okay, so secant came from cosine. So that kind of go together. So it's easier to work with cosine. Okay, so go and get your angle. So negative 122 is about right over here. So that's your negative 122 degrees. So draw your reference angle. Okay, and so if you go in negative direction, okay, so this is negative 122. So this would be negative 180. So the difference between them, here's your alpha. Right? The difference between them, remember alpha is always positive, right? So you can just go and subtract, and it doesn't matter which one you subtract which, just take absolute value after that. Okay, so this will give you 58 degrees. Okay. Okay, now again, all you have to do, now you're going to convert this into, acute angle in quadrant 1, right? Okay, so equal to secant of 58 degrees. But again, you have to compare, see if it's positive or negative. Okay. Again, secant came from cosine, so this would be the secant over here. Okay. So the original is over here. The new one is right over here, and it's positive. So they're opposite. Okay. Therefore, to compensate for it, you have to put a negative over here. Okay, and that's your answer. Okay. So again, so secant of 122 degrees equal to negative secant of 58 degrees. Okay. Okay, let's go to 19. Okay, you got cotangent of 318.4 degrees. Okay, so again, cotangent came from tangent, and both are, when you deal with tangent and cotangent, they deal with slope. Okay, but again, let's go and draw these. So 318 it's going to be about somewhere over here. Again, the accuracy does not matter. Just kind of estimate. As long as you're kind of in the ballpark, you're fine. So this is 318.4 degrees. So draw your reference triangle. So this is 360 over here. So your alpha, okay, from alpha, you're just going to subtract. So it's going to give you 41.6 degrees. Okay. So again, you have to transform that into first quadrant angle. So this is 41.6 degrees. So this is going to equal to cotangent of 41.6 degrees. Okay, but now you have to figure out, are they the same or opposite? Say, so cotangent came from tangent and how to do with the slope. Okay, so original, your slope is right over here, so that's negative. Now the new one, the new slope is right over here, that's positive. Okay, so they're opposite. So again, to compensate for it, you have to put a negative to compensate for it. Okay, because this is negative, this is positive. So you have to put, they're opposite, so you have to put negative to compensate. Okay, and so that's your answer for number 19. Okay. 21, you have cosine of negative 231.9 degrees. Okay, so it's negative 231, so it's about right over here. Right? So negative 231.9 degrees, and draw your reference triangle, get your alpha. Okay, so again, you need to get two sides, right? So this is negative 231.9, this would be negative 180. So alpha is going to be equal to, I can just subtract the two, so you get 51.9 degrees. Okay, for the alpha. So again, you have to transform this into quadrant 1 angle. So this would be 51.9 degrees. So this is going to be equal to cosine of 51.9 degrees. Okay, but again, you got to see if they are the same or opposite. See, original, the cosine is horizontal, right? So cosine horizontal is negative, and when after you transform to into the first quadrant angle, okay, this one is positive. So they're opposite. Okay, so this is negative, this is positive. So to compensate for, you have to put a negative because they're opposite. Okay, and so that's your answer for number 21. Okay, let's go to 23. Okay, you have tangent of 263 degrees and 18 minutes. So 263 is going to be very close to this, okay, but I'm going to just put a little bit off. So this is 263 degrees, 18 minutes. Okay, so you can get your angle, get your triangle, get your alpha, okay, and get the number for both sides, right? So this angle is over here, so you need to know the number on this side, which is 180, and the number on this side is this, right? So alpha is going to be, again, just go and subtract the two numbers and take the absolute value. So it's going to be 53 degrees and 18 minutes. Okay. So you're going to transform that into quadrant 1. Okay, so this would be 53 degrees and 58 degrees. So this is equal to tangent of 53 degrees and 18 minutes. Okay. But now you have to see if they are the same or the opposite. Okay. So tangent is slope, okay? So slope right over here. So that's your original, so it's positive, right? It's going up. And the new one is right over here. It's also positive. So they are the same, so you don't have to make a negative. So that will be your answer already. So you can, if they are the same, you just leave it alone. If they are opposite, you have to put negative to compensate for it. Okay. So that's number 23. Okay, let's go to number 25. Okay, you're looking for exact value of the sixth trigonometric function. So 225 degrees. Okay, so again, first you have to draw your triangle. So 225, so here's your 180, so 225 is going to be right over here. So this would be 45 degrees. So you need to know from your spatial triangle. So when you have 45, so this would be 45. So the length would be 1 square root of 2. Okay? But because this is negative, right? So you can look at your number lines. Here's just 0. So when you go in this is on this side. So this is negative and this is negative. Okay? So let's go and do the 6 functions. So sine theta, or you can call it sine A, whatever. Okay, I'm just going to call it sine theta. So sine is vertical over hypotenuse. So you go to negative 1 over square root of 2. So this is equal to negative square root of 2 over 2. Okay? And cosine is horizontal, so it's same. It's going to be the same. Negative 1 over square root of 2. So equal to negative square root of 2 over 2. Okay, tangent is equal to, okay, sine over cosine, so negative 1 over negative 1, so equal to 1. So once you find the sine, you can find the secant, cosecant. So sine, you get cosecant, and you just flip upside down. Now, you don't want to flip this one, because if you flip this one, you have to simplify. So you flip this one instead. So once you flip it over, then you get negative square root of 2. Okay? Cosine, okay, when you the other one would be secant, right? So you can flip this one over, you get negative square root of 2. And cotangent, you just flip this one over, so 1 when you flip over, still 1. Okay? And so that's your answer for number 25. Okay. Let's go to number 27. 150 degrees. So you can first, you need to locate the angle. It's going to be right over here. So this 150 and this is 180. So this will be a 30 degrees. So there's your 30, 60 spatial triangle. So you need to know that the length would be 1, 2, and square root of 3. And then after you get the length, you have to look at if it's positive or negative. So this will be a negative because this is going in a negative direction, right? And this is positive, positive. Okay, so once you get the 3 sides, then you go and write down your functions. So sine theta is vertical over hypotenuse, so it will be 1 over 2. Cosine theta is this over that, so it will be negative square root of 3 over 2. And tangent theta equal to sine over cosine, so it will be sine over cosine, so it will be 1 over negative square root of 3, sine over cosine. And if you simplify, this will equal to negative square root of 3 over 3. Okay. So once you get the 3 primary functions, now you can go and get a secondary function. So sine, you get cosecant. So you flip upside down, you get 2. And secant, you flip this upside down, you get negative 2 over square root of 3. And you simplify, you get negative 2 square root of 3 over 3. And cotangent theta, okay, now don't flip this one, you got to flip this one, that way you don't have to simplify. When you flip this one, your answer will be negative square root of 3. Okay, and that's it for your 6 functions. Okay, let's go to 29. Okay, you got 330 degrees. Okay, so that's your 330 degrees. Draw your reference triangle and get your alpha. Okay, so this is 360 and this is 330, so this is going to be a 30 degrees. So again, that's going to be a 30-60 spatial triangle. Okay, so this would be 1, 2, and this is square root of 3. Okay, so get your length, then after you figure out the positive or negative. Okay, so this is positive, this is negative, right? Because this is below, right? This is negative 1 for the y. Okay, and once you get the 3 sides, then you can get your functions. So sine theta, okay, so sine theta would be vertical over hypotenuse, so it would be negative 1 over 2. Okay. And then cosine would be square root of 3 over 2, right? Horizontal over hypotenuse. And then you got tangent theta is sine over cosine, so it would be negative 1 over square root of 3, so equal to negative square root of 3 over 3. Okay, after you get the 3 primaries, you can get the 3 secondaries. So sine, you get cosecant. By flip upside down, you get -2. And secant, you flip it upside down, you get 2 over square root of 3. So you get 2 square root of 3 over 3. And cotangent, you want to flip this upside down, so you get negative square root of 3. And that would be your answer for the 6 functions. Okay, let's go to number 31. Negative 300 degrees. Now, if you don't like work with negative angles, then just go and use coterminal angles, right? Just go and plot 360, and it will give you 60 degrees. Okay, so that's much easier to work with, right? Or if you're okay with that, that's fine. So you go negative 300, you're going to end up right over here, okay, and give you this tells you that it's 60 degrees. So you're going to get 1, 2, square root of 3, and all of them are positive. So you're going to get sine theta. Okay, sine is vertical over hypotenuse, so it'll be square root of 3 over 2. And then cosine would be 1 over 2. And tangent theta would be sine over cosine, so it would be square root of 3 over 1. Okay, so it's just equal to square root of 3. And then after that, you get cosecant. You flip upside down, and you simplify. Okay, and secant, you flip this upside down, you get 2. Cotangent, you flip this upside down, you get 1 over square root of 3, and you simplify, you get square root of 3 over 3. Okay, let's go to number 33. Okay, so over here, it says determine which of the 6 trigonometric functions are defined for the given angle and find their value. Okay, so again, just like before, but some of them is going to be undefined. So 90 degrees is right over here. Okay, so in this case, your sine of 90 degrees, sine is vertical, so in this case it's going to be 1 over 1. So it will be equal to 1. Cosine of 90 degrees, cosine is horizontal, in this case it's going to be 0 over 1, so equal to 0. Okay, let's go and do this. So it's going to be 1 over 1, so equal to 1. Okay, and tangent theta, tangent of 90 degrees, okay, tangent is going to be sine over cosine, so it will be 1 over 0. Okay, so this is undefined. So this is undefined, cannot, right? Okay, and then you get the cosecant. So cosecant of 90 degrees, again you flip upside down, you get 1. Okay, and secant of 90 degrees, you flip this over, you get 1 over 0. So this is undefined. And cotangent of 90 degrees, you flip it over, you get 0 over 1, so this is equal to 0. Okay, so this 2 is undefined, and this 2 get 1, this 2 get 0. Okay, number 35, you have the negative 90 degrees. So negative 90 degrees is right over here. Okay, so in this case, the vertical is equal to -1, and the hypotenuse is always positive, so it's 1. Okay, so in this case, sine of negative 90 degrees equal to vertical over hypotenuse, so equal to -1 over 1, so equal to -1. And cosine of negative 90 degrees, cosine is horizontal, so horizontal is 0 over hypotenuse, so equal to 0. And then you get tangent of negative 90 degrees. So tangent is sine over cosine, so it would be -1 over 0. So this is undefined. Then once you get the 3 primary, you can get the 3 secondary. So sine, you get cosecant. Cosecant of negative 90 degrees. You flip this upside down, so you get you're still going to get the same thing, right? So you get -1. then you get secant of negative 90 degrees. You flip this upside down, you get 1 over 0. So this is undefined. And then cotangent of negative 90 degrees. Okay, you flip this upside down, you get 0 over negative 1, so equal to 0. Okay. So in this case, again, these two are undefined. Okay, so let's go to number 37. So you have cosine theta equal to negative 12 over 13, and you got and the angle theta is between 0 and 180 degrees. Okay, and so this one you want to give what quadrant, and then you want to give the phi trigonometric ratio. Okay, so again, first you need to locate the angle, and so each condition, so there are 4 quadrants. Each condition that you apply will cut it in half. Okay, so there are 4 quadrants. You apply one of the conditions, you cut down to 2, and you apply the next one, you cut down to 1. That's how you narrow it down to which triangle. Okay, so cosine of negative 12 over 13 is going to be over here. So you got 2 choices. Okay, so you got negative 12 over 13. So you got 2 choices. So again, there are 4 quadrants. When you use these, doesn't matter which one you use first. Okay, you can use either one, whichever is more comfortable. Okay. Okay, so again, you apply that. Okay, cosine negative, right? Cosine is horizontal, so horizontal is negative. You got these 2 choices. Okay, from here, that theta is between 0 and 180. So this one is out. Okay, so that's how you know how you narrow down to one triangle. So after you narrow down the triangle, you can use your Pythagorean theorem or spatial triangle to figure out the sine. So this is your 5, 12, 13 spatial triangle. So you need to figure out that that's 5. So once you do that, then you can get the other 5, right? But even this is already given, just go and write it down. You know, just get all 6. So sine theta, by looking at this, sine is this over that, so it would be 5 over 13. Cosine is already given, is negative 12 over 13. Okay, tangent theta, tangent is sine over cosine, so it would be 5 over negative 12. Okay. Right, sine over cosine. And once you get the 3, then the primary, you can get the 3 secondary. So cosecant would be 13 over 5, and secant would be negative 13 over 12, and cotangent would be negative 12 over 5. Now the negative can go on the top, the middle, the bottom, it doesn't matter. Okay? Usually you want to put on the top. And so that's it for number 37. Okay, let's go to 39. Okay, so you got sine theta equal to negative 5 over 13. And cosine theta is is less than 0, so it means it's negative. Okay. So again, let's draw the picture. Sine is vertical, and vertical is negative. Okay, that means you're going to get these 2. So you're going to get negative 5 over 13. Negative 5 over 13. So you got 2 choices, right? So again, there are 4 quadrants. When you use one of the conditions, it will narrow down to 2. Then you apply the next one, you narrow down to 1. So this one's cosine is less than 0, means cosine is negative. So that means this is out. So you have to be this one. Okay? Because this one is going to be negative 12. This one is positive 12. Right? So cosine is less than 0, so you have to be this one. So again, once you do that, then you can write down your 6 functions. So sine theta is vertical over, and it's giving away, right? It's vertical over hypotenuse, so it would be negative 5 over 13. Cosine theta is this over this, so it would be negative 12 over 13. Tangent theta is sine over cosine, so it's this over that, and the negative will cancel out, so it would be 5 over 12. Right? So you can this over this, and negative cancel out, so you get that. And after that, the secondary function, you just flip upside down, and secant flip upside down, and cotangent flip upside down, and you get that. Okay. Let's go to number 41. You got cosine theta equal to 2 over 3, and your theta is between 0 and 270 degrees. Okay, so you can draw it out. So cosine is horizontal and it's positive. Okay, so it's 2 over 3. So it'll be 2 over 3, 2 over 3, right? So you can, cosine is horizontal. So horizontal is positive, so you got this one and this one. Okay, again, 4 quadrant, you apply one condition near down to 2, and you apply the next one near down to 1. So it's between 0 and 270. So here just 0 and 270 is over here. So this one is out. So it's this one here. So use your Pythagorean theorem. So a squared plus b squared equal to c squared. So this will be square root of 5. Right? So a squared plus b squared equal to c squared. Okay, so once you get the 3, okay, oh yeah, so this is going to be, oh, we forgot to do the quadrants. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so this is quadrant 2. Okay, so this is part A and this is part B. Okay, and 39, so this is quadrant, so part A, this is quadrant 3, and part B is all these answers. So part A, this is quadrant 1, and then the part B, the 6 functions. So sine theta, sine is vertical over hypotenuse, so it would be square root of 5 over 3. Okay. And then cosine theta is giving is 2 over 3, or you can look over here, it's 2 over 3. Tangent theta is sine over cosine, so it would be square root of 5 over 2. Okay. And then after that, the other 3 will be just flip upside down. So cosecant theta equal to 3 over square root of 5 equal to 3 square root of 5 over 5. Okay. And then the secant, you flip this upside down, you get 3 over 2. And the cotangent theta, you flip upside down, you get 2 over square root of 5. You simplify, you get 2 square root of 5 over 5. Okay, so this is number 41. Okay, let's do number 43. Number 43, you have sine theta equal to negative 3 over 4, and tangent theta is greater than 0. So sine is negative, so it's going to be over here and over here, right? Negative. So you got negative 3 over 4, negative 3 over 4. The next one, tangent is greater than 0 means tangent is positive. Okay? Tangent is a slope. So the slope is positive. This will give you the positive slope. This one is negative. Right? This is going down, so it is negative. So this one is out. So for part A, your quadrant would be the quadrant 3. Okay? For part B, okay, for part B, you're going to get the function. So sine theta, we got to figure out this one here. So use the Pythagorean theorem. This is going to be square root of 7, and this in this direction would be negative. Okay, so a squared plus b squared equal to c squared. So sine theta is this over this, which is giving, so it would be negative 3 over 4. Cosine theta, okay, it's going to be this over this, so it would be negative square root of 7 over 4. Okay, and tangent theta equal to sine over cosine, so it would be negative 3 over negative square root of 7. The negative cancel out, and you simplify, you're going to get 3 square root of 7 over 7. Okay. And once you get a 3 primary, you can get a 3 secondary. So sine, you get cosecant. So flip upside down, you get negative 4 over 3. And secant, flip upside down, you get negative 4 over square root of 7. This will give you a negative 4 square root of 7 over 7. Okay. And then the cotangent, you flip. It's easier if you flip this one upside down. So this will become square root of 7 over 3. And this will be it. Okay.